10 hours after Farooq Abdullah's prediction that there would be more targeted killings, there have been 2 more terror attacks in Kashmir. 2 laborers, both Hindus from Uttar Pradesh, have been shot dead in their sleep. The Gupkar gang that makes pro-Pakistan statements is encouraging terror in the valley. They must take a stand now. Either they are with India or against India. Let's debate.
Late night on Monday, 2 laborers from Uttar Pradesh were killed in a terror attack in Shopian.
उसने ग्रेनेड थ्रो किया है, उन्होंने कन्फेस भी कर लिया है। बाकी उसके साथ जो भी और लोग के साथ चलते हैं उसको भी अरेस्ट किया गया है और हम लोग कोरोना सर्च जो हाईरोड बता रहे हैं वहाँ सर्च कर रहे हैं और बहुत जल्दी जो मेन कल्प्रिट टेररिस्ट जो है जिसके लिए काम करता है ये लश्कर तैयबा का दानिश हो गया, चाहे यहाँ के डिस्ट्रिक्ट कमांडर आबिद हो गया, इसको भी जल्दी न्यूट्रलाइज करेंगे।
This is the 3rd incident of targeted killing in the valley in the last 3 days and comes exactly 10 hours after Farooq Abdullah made this statement.
यह कभी बंद नहीं होगा जब तक इंसाफ नहीं होगा, कभी बंद नहीं होगा। कहते थे पहले 370 से ये हो रहा, आज तो 370 नहीं है, मेरी क्यों मृत्यु हो रही है? इसके जिम्मेवार कौन है, बताइए मुझे।
पूरी दुनिया में बताया जा रहा है कि हालात हमने बेहतर कर दिए, बदल दिया।
अगर वो बेहतर कर दिए तो फिर ये पंडित बेचारा मारा नहीं जाता।
On Monday, Farooq Abdullah had justified the killings and predicted more such attacks.
A day after Farooq Abdullah made statement about the targeted killings in Shopian and hours after the 2 laborers were killed by LET in Harmain of Shopian, now we are seeing the TRF, the offshoot of Lashkar-e-Toiba, coming all out and warning more attacks in the coming time.
And the BJP is blaming his irresponsible statement for a wave of targeted killings.
कहीं ना कहीं मुझे ये भी लगता है कि जिस प्रकार से हमारे लीडर्स जो कश्मीर में बैठे हैं उनकी जो स्टेटमेंट्स आती हैं उसके आधार पर भी इस चीज़ को अंजाम में लाया जाता है। ये गलत है, ऐसी स्टेटमेंट देना बंद करें, पाकिस्तान की वकालत करना बंद करें।
There is massive anger against anti-India forces in the valley over attacks on Hindus.
मुझे दुख है कुछ लोग इन आतंकवादियों के शिकार हुए हैं, लेकिन आज मैं आपसे जरूर कहूंगा कि आतंकवाद समूल जम्मू कश्मीर में समाप्त हो, इसकी हर कोशिश अंतिम सांस तक की जाएगी।
Will the Gupkar gang take a clear stand on the issue of targeted killings and name Pakistan-backed terror for the spate of murders? Let's debate.
Lalit Ambardar, if Farooq Abdullah is openly supporting terrorism, then he cannot be allowed and his party should not be allowed to contest in the upcoming assembly elections. They must be made to feel there is some price for it. Don't you think, Lalit?
Yes, of course, Arnab. I have always maintained Abdullahs and Muftis are the original Islamists of Kashmir. And Jawaharlal Nehru had allowed them to have their own sultanate by virtue of Article 370 or 35A. And you are virtually a little small, more affluent Pakistan and more radicalized, most Islamized Pakistan surviving on the land of India.
In fact, I blame people like Farooq Abdullah and Ahmad Ayaz because they don't take a strong line against the targeted killing of Hindus. The moment there is a targeted killing of Hindus, people like Ahmad Ayaz, Majid Haidari, Farooq Abdullah, they all say no, you know, this is unless 370 is brought back, the killings will continue. So in a way they are supporters of terrorism. And Ahmad Ayaz, that is why you disappoint me. You must understand that there have been 2 more targeted killings right now since the statement of Farooq Abdullah. So in a way, I think the terrorists are becoming emboldened because of Farooq Abdullah. Because they are killing people and Farooq Abdullah is advocating their cause.
You see, it's not that what Farooq Abdullah says, and it will have an impact on the militancy, encouraging or discouraging, because he is discredited in that group also. They have been always talking against him. It is not that he can have an impact, his statement will have an impact, any statement.
No, when a political leader supports an act of terrorism, it doesn't embolden the terrorists.
It will have an impact on the militancy.
It doesn't embolden the terrorists.
I don't think it will so happen. But the only thing is that it is not also that what you say or what we say. We may have our own viewpoint, but the point is what is important to see, what is the ground situation.
No, what is important to see is, what is important to see in my view, Ahmadji, is that if you don't believe in the unity and integrity of this country, if you disrespect the tricolor, if you want China to enter into issues in India, and you also say that keep the tricolor in your homes, and then you support terrorists when they kill Kashmiri Hindus, then you have to be thrown out of the political fabric and be put in a jail. That's as clear as that.
But
and
Tuhin,
I don't think the BJP is being tough enough. I don't think the central government is being tough enough with people like Farooq Abdullah like they should be.
Why is that discrediting?
Allow me a minute, please.
Why is that discrediting?
Historically, every time,
you have been saying that this time
the Abdullahs were down and out. Give me a minute, please. After that, you may continue. Historically, every time the Abdullahs were down and out, they would employ this politics of blackmail, and they were bailed out by the Congress Party. It happened in 1975 with the pact between Indira Gandhi and Sheikh Abdullah. It happened in 1986, which was when they rigged the entire elections, which was responsible for all the problems. But the problem right now is that Farooq Abdullah has no takers either within the government in Delhi or even within his own people, and that is what makes him a bit of a headless chicken. As far as these killings are concerned, this is an act of hybrid terror. Unfortunately, while we have tried our best to combat it, unfortunately, lone wolf terror attack does not have a foolproof solution. Terrorism. It's on its way out.
No, I think Farooq should be told to go and contest elections in China. Because but then why are you allowing him to fight elections here? Tuhin, why are you allowing him?
Can I come in, sir?
I think the killing of laborers is a bigger issue than what
Farooq Abdullah is redundant, and which will be proved in the elections. Which will be proved in the elections.
I think it's a soft approach.
The difference between
Kashmir
5 years ago was that
he does not have credibility there, and his statement will not have any impact particularly on the militancy. Absolutely, that his statement will not. He may matter somewhere, but not on the.
You are all making excuses for not acting on him.
Absolutely,
I believe in a tough state. I believe in a strong state. This man has more empathy for terrorists.
He was behind bars for a good 1 year.
No, he has to be behind bars now.
I think the killing of
wait for the ED cases. Wait for
the government of India will be doing that. Even if it's not a matter of today's statement, there are other things.
One of his scams.
He was corrupt. He was this. He was that. Even there also is no
association case, and for all you know, he might be behind bars very soon.
No, I think you have some sympathy for him somewhere.
Let the law follow.
You have some sympathy. You feel, he's a senior fellow, let him continue.
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. If we had any sympathy, we wouldn't.
Just because he's 80 plus, he can. Just because he's 80 plus, he can say what he wants. He can say, I have afsos for Yasin Malik. Just because he's 80 plus, you'll get away with it.
There is no question of him getting away.
No, I think Lalit, you need to explain to him. You need to explain to people like Majid how as a Kashmiri Pandit you feel.
Sir, Arnab sir, here we are talking about humans. We are talking about Hindus. We're not talking about cattle or sheep. And this government. Can I continue, sir?
Please do.
And sir, here we are talking about human beings, Kashmiri Hindus, not cattle or sheep. I don't know the historical decision that was taken on 5th of August 2019, which saw Article 35A and 370 abrogated. That day only began the process of dismantling of the Islamofascistic ecosystem that had been flourishing in Kashmir for the past 70 years. A little Kashmir, a little Sheikhdom, a little Pakistan was flourishing on Indian soil. And the worst victims of the Islamofascist system have been Kashmiri Hindus. And they suffered genocide. And what are we doing now? I am very sorry to say, what all they are doing now, the Bharatiya Janata Party goes against the spirit of 5th of August.
Majid.
They are so obsessed with the elections. They are so obsessed with the elections. Why? This Farooq Abdullah has warned the nation, Indian state, unless you beg, unless you bend, unless you return me the Sultanate, Hindus will continue to be butchered in Kashmir. And you are taking it as just a statement? Can you imagine what you're doing? And you're pushing back those Hindus, young boys and girls who just for 25,000 per month salary because they come
Majid
from a
is responding now. He hasn't spoken. I have a minute left.
Of the community of
Majid.
my community to very villages and towns from where they were.
Can he stop his
No, Majid, you have no sense of guilt at all.
Not one.
Or are you immune to the killings of Kashmiri Hindus and Hindus in Kashmir?
I believe the killing of laborers is a bigger issue than what Dr. Abdullah has said, because these laborers contribute in nation building brick by brick. They don't earn for saving, they earn for survival, but government has failed to safeguard even their survival. They were brought to the death trap by the BJP government. Instead of blaming BJP and asking questions to Jammu and Kashmir police and the Bharatiya Janata Party, we are after Dr. Farooq. And the biggest problem with regard to killings is that Republic Channel has been silent in questioning the government as to what leads to these targeted killings.
Not a word against
it is Republic Channel which doesn't question the government, which doesn't question Jammu against jihadists. Over their failures.
Lalit.
What is leading to the
panelists here on the television, national television, and also, can you imagine, Arnab sir, not a word against Pakistan, not a word against Kashmiri jihadists. It comes from the same way. The Farooq Abdullah does the same thing. These guys on the panel also do the same thing. You know why? Because Pakistan se rishta kya la ilaha illallah, and Hindus have become expendable. Last time when Rahul Bhatt was murdered, we spoke on your channel. I said Rahul Bhatt is just a statistical figure. Another Rahul Bhatt will be martyred, and here was Puran was murdered day before yesterday.
I would only say to you, Tuhin, please. The government should not be so forgiving with elements like Farooq Abdullah, the Abdullahs, Omar Abdullah and Mehbooba Mufti. They have to pay the price for the stand they take. Make sure they don't participate in the elections unless they commit to serving the nation. That's the least one can do.
Why can't you detain them for 10 years, 2 years, till you cleanse Kashmir of jihadists?
In 2006, you can check this with General Bakshi. In 2016, Kashmir had about.
Will you mind to tender
2016,
Tuhin bhai, will you mind to tender apology?
Yeah, you know.
Tuhin, quickly.
Arnab, you can check this with General Bakshi. In 2016, Kashmir had about 5,000 terrorists. Now there are less than 100, and it is my commitment, it is the commitment of our government that in the next few months, in the next 1 year, all of those terrorists will hopefully be eliminated.
Terror backers are equally dangerous. Terror backers are equally dangerous. And viewers, as I close my debate tonight, I want to just tell you once again that the News Broadcasters Federation, which is India's largest body of television channels, a huge body of television channels all coming together for an annual conclave, a big event, the NBF conclave, talking about issues facing the Indian media, the news industry and a lot more. That's all day on Friday the 21st. Live coverage of that, and see you tomorrow at 9 p.m. sharp. Good night and goodbye.